Alright, what is up guys? So, I'm coming to you today. It's going to be a rather quick video, but I want to talk about my latest build, and if you've been watching my stream recently, then I'm sure you've seen me running this build. I've been like kind of testing the waters with it, but this is kind of like a full build into exactly what it is. And that is, as I'm sure you can see, I have all this will gear on. That is the buff duration fighter build, or the will stacking fighter build, whatever you want to call it. So as you see here, I have 62.4% buff duration, and I have 35 will. It's my highest stat by a pretty significant margin. And I'm sure, as many of you are wondering, why are you wearing these awful pieces of armor? Why are you stacking will? Like, what are you doing? Well, glad that you asked. So, buff duration, the stat. It's pretty good, right? But the really, really good part of this build, well, one, it's cost effective, right? Because you're buying leather leggings, you're buying stitch turn shoes, you're buying visor barbudas. No one wears this gear. Literally no one. Like maybe they put it on and just to throw it away as soon as they get something better. These are very, very niche pieces of gear that get very little use. I mean, obviously, like Dark Plate reinforced, everything else like relatively, normal. Ring of Resolve, these get bought, but most of the gear you wear, not super expensive, pretty, like I said, pretty niche. No one's buying it. After this video, I'm sure it's going to change. But the other reason is it has will. And normally, will hasn't been a good stat. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, will on fighter, why would you build that? That's not very good, right? However, will actually gives a ton of MR, actually. Like, you know what I mean? Like nerd emoji. So you see these pants, these are 6 will. Like, let me just compare. All right, let me get some higher rarity ones. I don't want it to like, be like a bad comparison. All right, let's compare it to like these legendary dark leathers, right? You see these have a flat 30 MR. There's no magic damage rolls on either of these outside of this. This is 6 will, and let's compare. I'm at 38.2 MR. If I swap it on, these only give me 1.6 MR more. And I lose move speed and I lose buff duration. I can see here, like it's like what? It's like 1.3% faster, and it's like 4% buff duration. So, thing is, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, are these probably going to be better at the absolute bis rolled? Yeah. But the whole point is that these are very, very similar, right? And the thing is, getting cheap, like these leather leggings, like the legendary 4 good rolls, cost me less than this right here did with pretty much 2 good rolls and, 1 decent roll and fizz damage bonus by a significant amount. But like I was saying, so Will gives a ton of MR. Like as you see here, I'm 38.2% MR, and it also gives buff duration. Now, getting into why buff duration is so good to have is the perks I've been running. Well, actually, there's several reasons. It's the perks and skills you run, it's bard buffs, and it's any other buffs you get. And druid heals count as buffs. So whenever, and also I have, let me show you, I have buff duration on my weapons as well. I have 4.6% here, 4.1% here. Basically, whenever this kit is full duration, like whenever I'm like full buffed and everything, I will have 75% buff duration. And just to show you, I know a lot of you want me to put clips in my video, so I actually do have a clip I can show you guys really quickly. Um, so you see I'm walking and like look, I just popped second wind here. And just like look at how long actually wait, let me back so you can see exactly how long this lasts, right? I pop it at what 252.31. It ends at let's see. Because it's still going. It ends at 252.51. That is a 20-second win. And normally it's supposed to be 12 seconds. I'm getting an extra 8 seconds. And for those of you who don't know, because I'm sure some of you immediately are going to comment say, "Oh, that's just bad because the healing gets extended." No, that's not how it works. It used to work like that because it was bugged. It actually works correctly now in the sense that if your second win is extended, the healing also gets like amplified. So if you have an 18-second win, then it'd be 60% of your maximum health instead of 40. And also, like I said, this affects taunt. And I've mentioned this before in my last video. The reason this is so good for taunt is because the moment you pop it, it goes on cooldown. And I talked about it. I was like, if you can get, a long enough taunt, in theory, you have no downtime. With this build, you have about a 3-second downtime on taunt. So that is pretty much, you're running around and there's only 3 seconds that you don't have an extra 10% PDR and MDR. So effectively, these stats here would be like 59% PDR and 48% MR, right? While also still maintaining good speed and really good HP. Then, other than that, things it affects, counterattack. Your counterattack becomes like 5 seconds long. Bard buffs, druid heals. I don't have the clip of it because I can't find, because I mean, my last VOD's like 13 hours where we tested it. But there was a point early on where I had my Bard, Kidney Pounder, I had him, he buffed me, and Accelerando and Allegro, like the normal 8-second buffs that Bard has, it gives you a ton of action speed and a ton of move speed. Those lasted for like 14 seconds on me. Pretty much anything that you could consider a buff, whenever I'm full buffed, lasts 75% longer on me. So that, and the thing that's really good about that with my comp in particular, or running like with Bard Druid, is that's so much more uptime you have in a fight on things like Druid heals, like Restore, Nature's Touch. All of those get so much more value. And like I said, your second wind, like your second wind is literally, it's better than it used to be before they nerfed it. Taunt, so good. Just overall, fantastic build. I highly recommend trying it. I've already seen a couple people starting to pick up on it for me streaming it, and I don't want to hear a single person say like, "Oh, they're not copying your build, they're just doing it themselves." If you see a fighter out there wearing leather leggings, stitched turn shoes, and a visored Barbuda, and it's not because they just picked it up, like, yeah, man, they got that shit from me. But anyways, so if you may be wondering how do you build this other than the armor pieces, if you notice on my gear, I literally have buff duration rolled on every single piece of gear that I can roll it on for the most part. Actually, do I have it on every piece? No, I'm missing it on my shoes, and that's all. But other than that, I'm stacking like HP, armor rating, and all that stuff, like normal tank stats. Because what this is just the normal tank build, but it's even more so, right? You have longer taunt up time, longer second wind up time for more healing, longer bard buffs, and all that. It's just overall very, very fun. And then I'm still running like Faust and Heater with it, crossbow on the offhand. Nothing unusual here. Perks are the same as I mentioned in my last video: counterattack, barricade, defense mastery, swift. I mean, you could honestly make an argument to run like adrenaline spike with this, because adrenaline spike is literally gonna last you 20 seconds, which is obviously pretty insane. Um, Also, I don't know if it buff combo attack. It might. I'm not really sure about that, but even if it did, it probably still sucks. But yeah. Overall, very fun build, and I highly recommend trying it. But if you guys do, and if you think it's an interesting build, let me know. Try it, see how it works. Don't buy all my gear off the market though, because that make me sad. But yeah, and the thing is, even if you don't run this full buff duration stacking build, you can run like these pieces, like leather leggings, visored barbuda, rings of resolve, stitch. Like you can run all of these in place of some of the other pieces. Like you can run these as the helmet, you can run these as the legs. Probably not the boots unless you're doing this because you obviously you want like HP or more move speed or something. And like the boots aren't bad, but unless you're trying to stack a lot of buff duration, the will's probably not super helpful. Like I said, for like the legs, it's fine because these also have really good armor rating and move speed ratio. It's not just because they have will. Leather leggings just have really good base stats in general. But yeah, other than that, that's gonna wrap it up for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.